Buddham 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 Vande Dhammang 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 Vande Sangham 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 Vande Buddham Dhammang Sangham Vande. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dhamma, homage to the Sangha, homage to the Triple Gem. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato samma sambuddhassa. Idha bhikkhave bhikkho saddhaya sampanno hoti silena samannagato hoti sutena samannagato hoti chāgena samannagato hoti paññāya samannagato hoti. Homage to the Exalted One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Dear friends in Dhamma, today we are going to discuss one of the main discourses in Buddhism, Sankharuppatti Sutta, which comes in Majjhima Nikaya. Sankhara Uppatti. Sankhara means intention, consciousness or evolution. Uppatti means birth or rebirth. How do we make a new life consciously? The path that Buddha has explained. Sometimes, mostly, we are reborn unconsciously because of our spiritual faculties are not very strong. If we can develop some good qualities, especially spiritual faculties such as Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya, as the result of our high spirituality, we can decide where we will be reborn. The very good example is that the Siddhartha Bodhisattva. When he was born, before he was born, he decided at what time he will be reborn and where he will be reborn. What is the country? What is the province? What is the caste? Who is the mom? He decided everything before he was born. Like that, Buddha has explained here what are the qualities that we can develop to decide our life, next life, not only next life, what is the way, how we liberate, how we enlighten, and how we reduce defilements completely. This is one of the main discourses in Buddhism. Okay, first of all, I think it is very important to know the gradual path in Buddhism. Buddha says, he explains his message as a gradual path. Buddha says very clearly, I don't proclaim the highest in wisdom or panya at the beginning on the path of liberation. In his words in Pali, Buddha says, Nahang bhikkhave adhikeneva anyārādhanam vadāmi. I don't explain panya or wisdom at the very beginning. He explains it as a gradual path, little by little, like the ocean. The ocean deepens gradually. Buddha's message also like that. That is why his disciples are interested in practicing this path. Everyone can practice something according to his or her understanding or wisdom. Hence, we can see this path. Especially when we listen to Buddha's message, we should be clever to understand whether this discourse describes heavenly path, deliverance path, or both. When we listen to some kind of discourses in Buddhism, as listeners, we should be clever to understand whether this discourse describes heavenly path or deliverance path or both of them. Sometimes Buddha has explained only heavenly path. Sometimes Buddha explains only deliverance path. Sometimes Buddha explained both deliverance path and heavenly path. There is a very interesting story in Buddhism that one day one of Brahmanas came to Buddha and asked some question. That Brahmana was at the age of 120. Then he says, Bhante, I am very old. I couldn't practice any good deeds in my life. Therefore, please explain me what is beneficial to next life. Then Buddha says, Brahmana, practice 3 meritorious deeds: Dana, Sila and Bhavana. Generosity, virtue and meditation. At the same time, Buddha emphasized, be control. Try to control your speech, behavior and mind. 3 disciplines. That's all Buddha explained. Later, one of Devas and came to Buddha and he explained a stanza. What he explained near the Buddha, he says, Upaniyati jivitam appamayo jarupanita sanasantitana etang bayang marane pekkamano punyani kairata sukavahani. He says, our life is impermanent. Day by day we are going to old age. And death is certain. Life is uncertain. Therefore, we should practice merits. We should practice 3 meritorious deeds. When he explains this stanza, did Buddha accept him? Actually, there is a very important thing that Buddha neither accepted or rejected. And Buddha says another stanza, Upaniyati jivitam appamayo jarupanita sanasantithana etang bayang marane pekkamano lokamisang pajahe santipekko. If a person knows that he is going to old age and death, he should reduce his attachment to the world. When that divine being explains the importance of practicing 3 meritorious deeds, Buddha emphasizes the practicing of deliverance. You know, what is the reason that God explains the 3 meritorious deeds? Who is this person? Who is this God? That old Brahman who listened to Buddha. When he was in the human realm, he listened to only the heavenly path. Why there Buddha explained only heavenly path at the moment to that Brahman? He was so old. He had not enough energy to practice deliverance path. at the moment he needed only heavenly path. Buddha realized his wisdom. Buddha understood. He could understand only heavenly path. That is why there Buddha explained only heavenly path. But now when he comes back to the Buddha, he explains the same story. He thought that Buddha appreciated him. But Buddha didn't do it. But Buddha didn't reject it. Buddha added another path, which is deliverance path. Therefore, it is very important. When someone knows only one side, one story, one discourse, they may have some wrong views. If somebody knows only the previous story, they may think that Buddha explains only heavenly path. If someone knows only the second discourse, he may think that Buddha has explained only deliverance path. Buddha rejects the heavenly path. But both of views are wrong. It depends on the situation. Buddha was so wise, and also Buddha was so kind. Buddha was not only wise, but he was so kind. He had great compassion. That is why sometimes Buddha has explained only heavenly path, sometimes deliverance path, sometimes both. Because when Buddha meets, such as Bahya Daruchirya and Pukusati, Kin Pukusati, Buddha explained they are only deliverance path directly. What is the reason? Buddha understood that they were gifted persons. They were so wise. Buddha directly emphasized the importance of gaining wisdom. That is why, as the audience, you should be wise. And that is why we need to listen to many discourses in Buddhism. If we know only few discourses, it is like we are blind people. When a blind person recognizes an elephant, when he keeps his hand to the leg, he may think that leg is the figure of the elephant. When he keeps his hand to the ears of the elephant, he may think that that is the picture of elephant. Like that. We should not be blind people. That is why we need to listen to Buddha's message in various ways. And however, I wanted to see you that Buddha has explained in one side heavenly path, and secondly Buddha explained deliverance path or liberation path or the path of Nibbana, and sometimes Buddha explained both heavenly path and deliverance path too. It is like the ocean. Gradually it deepens. Here, Buddha explains that he who practices 5 qualities, Saddhaya Samannagato Hoti, he who is endowed with confidence or Saddha, Saddhaya Samannagato Hoti, Silena Samannagato Hoti, he who is endowed with virtue or discipline, and Sutena Samannagato Hoti, he who is endowed with knowledge or learning, and Buddha says Chagena Samannagato Hoti, he who is endowed with generosity, and Panyaya Samannagato Hoti, he who is endowed with wisdom. He can decide where he will be rewarded. These are the qualities. What they are? What they are? Saddha, Sila, Sutta, Chaga, Panya. Saddha means confidence in the triple gem. Sila means moral conduct, discipline in speech and behavior. And Sutta means what we are listening to. In Buddha's time, people got their understanding through listening and education, knowledge or learning. Sutta. Next, Buddha says, what is that? Chagena samanagata hoti. What is chaga? Chaga means sharing with others, generosity, offering something to others. Those who are needed in or who are virtuous person. And finally, the says, Panyaya samanagato hoti. He who is endowed with wisdom can decide whether he will be reborn, where he will be reborn. And these 5 things are very important. Saddha or confidence, it is very important. Saddha bijang hoti. Saddha is like a seed. Saddhaya tarati ogo. Saddha or confidence help us to cross the river, cross the sansaric river. And also Sila. Sila means discipline in our speech and behavior. And Sutta, listening to Dhamma, education, learning. Next, Buddha says generosity, sharing with others. Finally, Panya, wisdom. These qualities can be explained in various steps, various stages. As primary qualities, secondary qualities, and ultimate qualities. In the very primary level, when we see the Buddha's images, when we listening to Dhamma, when we see some monks who have good discipline, suddenly we are faithful in them. We are confident in them. But it is only the very primary quality, primary stage of Saddha. Saddha increases according to our understanding when we are listening to Dhamma. Especially, Buddha says, Yo Dhammam passati somam passati. He who sees the Dhamma sees me. Again, Buddha says, Yo patissampadam passati so Dhammam passati. He who sees the dependent origination sees the me, sees the Dhamma. He who sees the Dhamma sees the dependent origination. In this situation, it is very important to understand the dependent origination and Saddha or seeing the Buddha. Saddha. These are interrelated. The more we know the Dhamma, the more we know the dependent origination. The more we know the dependent origination, the more we understand who Buddha is. When we understand the Buddha, we understand Dhamma and Sangha too. Understanding the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha are interrelated. When we are confident in the Buddha, then we listen to his message. When we are confident in the Dhamma, we find who practice this message. When we meet a person, a Sangha or disciple, when they have good discipline, we are faithful in them, and also we ask them, what you practice? Who is your spiritual teacher? Then we find other 2 things. And when someone is confident in the Dhamma, he finds who is the teacher. And also he wants to know who practices this Dhamma. Therefore, these three things are interrelated. It is not just a blind faith. Buddha says, Ehi Passika, come and see. Buddha never says then that come and believe. Buddha says, come and see. How do we see it? Through our life, leading onwards. That is why Buddha emphasizes listening to Dhamma is very important. And when we listen to Dhamma, we practice Dhamma, and we see the results, visible results, immediately effective. When we practice moral conduct, five precepts, then we are so happy. We can overcome many problems when we practice five precepts. The reason is that Buddha says, Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. He who practices Dhamma is protected by the Dhamma. He who follows the Dhamma is protected by the Dhamma. Someone may say that we protect five precepts. No, five precepts protect us. When we abstain from stealing, sexual misconduct, then we can see the results. Then those precepts protect us. Then we have a safety, security. It is more important than the life insurance and the deposit of your money in the bank account. And that is why Buddha says Dhamma is like a assurance or insurance for safety, refuge, guarantee and warranty. However, Saddha is very important. From the beginning to end, on the path of liberation, we need in confidence. What is the confidence that we should develop? The words of the Buddha. We should trust in what Buddha said. Saddhati Tathagatasya bodhi. We trust in the Buddha's enlightenment. That is the place where we should be faithful or we should be confident in. When we trust in Buddha's enlightenment, we are ready to listen to what he realized, and also we also ready to practice what he practiced. Then little by little, when we see the results, we go forward. The reason is Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One. Visible results, immediately effective, calling one to come and see, leading onwards, and personally realized by the wise. When we see these qualities, actually we are encouraged by these qualities of the Dhamma. And little by little we go forward. As the result of going forward on this path in a day, the most important thing that comes to our mind is that the triple gem. We always think about the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha as a refuge. We always remember these things, then we have no fear. We have an assurance that these three things are with me. That is a good assurance. Safety, refuge. Buddha says, going for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha are the meritorious streams, the rivers of merits. And if always they come to our mind, it means our mind has no space for defilements. Always our mind is so pure and calm with the memory of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. This confidence is very important, but one day this confidence will be over. This confidence is like when we go to a place never we have been to, first of all, we should trust in the address or GPS. When we reach the destination, we don't need to trust in the address or GPS because that is our own experience. Until we reach the destination, we should confident in the address or what our friends say. But when we reach the place where we wanted to go to, then our confidence is over. Like that. This confidence is very important. But the important thing is, we have this confidence and also it gradually increases while we are going on the path. The reason is that we see the signs on the path, on the way, not only end of the destination. For example, when you practice sila, you can see the results. And when you practice concentration, you can see your peace of mind, the calmness of mental state. And also when you practice wisdom, then gradually your delusion reduces. Then you can see the results. The more you purify your mind from negative thoughts, the more you overcome suffering. The more you overcome suffering, the more you become the calmness of its state of mind. That is the nature of confidence in what the Buddha taught. Confidence is very important. The second quality is sila. Sila means moral conduct, virtue, or discipline. What is the sila? Buddha says, it also can be explained in various stages. One of them is in the primary level, in the mundane level. As a meritorious deed, Buddha explains the importance of practicing sila. Sila is the main reason that decides our next birth. Even though we have practiced generosity a lot, if we haven't practiced virtue or sila, our blissful life is not sure. As the result of generosity, you will receive a lot of material things, but it is not a guarantee that you will receive a blissful life. If you need a blissful life, especially we have to practice virtue or sila, especially practice in 5 precepts. Abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from false speech, abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Actually, Buddha says these 5 things are also the streams of merit, meritorious streams. If we have these 8 qualities, going to the triple gem for refuge and practicing 5 precepts, these 8 things, 8 qualities decide our next life where we will be reborn. And it is the guarantee that we will have a blissful life surely. And also here, sila, sometimes we practice in the mundane level. There are people outside, therefore I should not kill you, I should not tell lies for you, I should not have sexual misconduct with other people, and also we think there are some people around me, therefore I should not drink because it is disturb for others, for myself. With this intention, if someone practices virtue or sila, that is only in the mundane level, sammuti satya. But Buddha has explained not only the mundane level sila or virtue, but he has explained the supra-mundane level virtue too. Where is that? In Karaniya Metta Sutta, the discourse of Metta, Buddha says, Dittincha anupagamma silava dassanena sampanna. Buddha has proclaimed a sila, which is that without going to extremes. What are the extremes that Buddha has proclaimed? Extremes are like that. If someone thinks that there is something outside, that is an extreme. If someone says there isn't something outside, that is also an extreme. Annihilism and eternalism. Uchcheda Ditti and Sassata Ditti. Both are on views. When we practice virtue in the mundane level, we think there is a next life. Therefore, I should practice virtue. That is also an extreme. Because we think in this level, we are going to next birth. From birth to birth, we are going to the world continuously. Actually, it is true only in the mundane level. When we go to the supra-mundane level, in the ultimate truth, we don't say that. Because everything is impermanent. Sometimes, some disciples say that there is a certain mind which goes from birth to birth. Then Buddha advised them, I never say like that. Even I don't say there is not a certain mind goes from this moment to this moment, next moment in this same life. I have explained you there is no mind which is going from this moment to next moment in this immediate life. In that situation, how I say that there is a certain mind that goes to next birth from this birth as same. In this situation, Buddha says, in the higher level, if someone says that I go to a next birth as the result of my good activities that I have done in this birth, Buddha says, according to the supramundane level, it is a wrong view. But Buddha doesn't say it in the very beginning. Very beginning, Buddha says, please try to practice good deeds. You have a next birth, therefore practice good deeds for a blissful life. But after this understanding, in the secondary level, Buddha says, no, there is nothing which goes from here to there. Therefore, there Buddha says the deliverance path with the understanding of the dependent origination. And however, Sila also like that. Sila in the mundane level, we practice for a blissful life hereafter. And also for the benefits of this birth. Because we are social beings. Even though we were born alone, even though we will die alone, we have to live with many people in this society. Therefore, Buddha has emphasized practicing of 5 precepts for a successful social life. We have to live in this society as a respectable person. Therefore, practicing 5 precepts is very important. And it belongs to mundane level. But when we go to the next level, supramundane level, we don't say like that. Because that sila doesn't belong to any extreme. Why is that? Buddha says, if we understand the arising of 5 aggregates, we never go to the extreme of nihilism, annihilism. What is that? We don't say there isn't something. When we see the arising of 5 aggregates, when we see these flowers at the moment, we don't say there isn't. And also it immediately ceases. When we see the cessation of this experience, we don't say there is something. If we want to understand these both extremes, it is very important to understand the dependent origination, Patisampada. Patisampada breaks the both streams. Understanding the dependent origination helps us to overcome these wrong views. With this understanding, we start the spiritual journey practicing those 5 qualities. As a disciple of the Buddha, we always start our spiritual journey with Samma Ditti, right understanding. Right understanding can be divided into 2. Atti bhikkave Samma Ditti sāsvā puñña bhāgya upadiviyapakkhā. There is one of the Samma Dittis, right visions, that understanding the karmic law. Kammasakata Samma Ditti. That is only the first level. Next, Buddha says, Atti bhikkave Samma Ditti Ariya Anasava Lokuttara Magganga. That is another Samma Ditti that which helps us to realize Four Noble Truths. That is the secondary level Samma Ditti. Both are important. As the disciples of the Buddha, we practice everything. Not only concentration and wisdom meditation, even we practice generosity with this understanding. That is the very important thing. For example, as the result of practicing meritorious deeds in our life, when we think about what we have done already as meritorious deeds, then automatically, suddenly our mind goes to the past experience, what we have done. Then we are not away from ignorance. Why is that? According to our meritorious activities, we live in the past experience. Such as if you have practiced generosity or sila, then when you remember that incident, immediately your mind goes to the past experience. Not only going to past experience your mind, but your mind lives in the past experience. You think that is still that incident is happening. It is not away from ignorance. Still we are in ignorance. That is why Buddha says, avidya paccaya sankhara. Puññābhi sankhara, apuññābhi sankhara, ānanjābhi sankhara. Not only evils arise because of ignorance, but even meritorious deeds arise with ignorance. It's not a deep ignorance, but still we are in ignorance. Why is that? We think there is a permanent world in this world. And when we go to the deeper level, in the supramandan level, we don't get anything as there is or isn't. Because we know very well, every moment, 5 aggregates arise and cease. When we see the arising of 5 aggregates, we don't go to the extreme of there isn't something. When we see the cessation of 5 aggregates, we don't say there is something, certainly or permanently. These both extremes should be destroyed with one vision, which is the understanding of the dependent origination, Patisampada. And Sila is like that. Sila starts with 5 precepts. Little by little we can develop it. And Sutta. Sutta means what we heard to, what we listening to. Not only all listening things, but especially what we listening to according to what the Buddha taught us. What Buddha explained? Buddha explained the karmic law and the dependent origination. Buddha says we should understand that karma is our heritage. Karma is our owner. Therefore, we should be knowledgeable about the karma. Karma means whatever we do with intention as volitional actions. If we do something with intention, verbally, physically or mentally, that goes to karma. And if our mind is pure, our activities are correct, the results are fruitful. If our mind is polluted with negative thoughts, our actions are wrong, results are evil, negative. This is the understanding of the karmic law. If we have this understanding, we try to overcome evils as much as we can. Sabba papa sakaranam. The reason is that we know very well, if I do some evils, I have to face negative results. We don't like to suffer. The results come not only hereafter, but even in this immediate life, we have to face those results. That is why we try to overcome these negative thoughts from our mind. And also, if our mind is polluted with greed, lust, jealousy, anger and delusion, actually we have no happiness. We are unhappy. If we are unhappy, everything what we earned and what we learned are useless. The main purpose of everyone is happiness. If we are not happy, actually what is the result of what we want, what we earn? Therefore, always we should try to take care of our mind. We always try to take care of our children, our clothes, our homes, our vehicle, except mind. But here we give the priority to protect our mind. We take care of our mind like a beautiful flower. We don't disturb it. And here Sutta, Dana is very important. If we are strong, if we are powerful with the understanding of what the Buddha taught, then we can decide what we should do and what we should avoid. We give the priority to the Dhamma when we get a decision. Buddha says very clearly, when you speak something, when you behave something, when you think something, you should try to reflect on it whether it is correct or not. When you speak something, before you speak something, before you behave something, before you think something, think that again and again whether it is correct or not, whether it is wholesome or unwholesome. That is very important. That is why we need mindfulness. Sutta, Dana is very important. According to Buddhism, there are a lot of things we should have to know, such as fourfold mindfulnesses, 5 spiritual faculties, 7 enlightenment factors, karmic law, 8-fold path, 4 noble truths, dependent origination. These are the very essential doctrines we should understand very clearly. Buddha says these are like gems and jewels which are in the bottom of the ocean. And these are the more valuable things in our life. And Sutta Dana, Sutta is a wealth. Learning in Buddhism is a wealth. Chaga. Next one is Chaga. We should have an ability to give something to someone. It is not a very common thing. If we have an ability to give someone which is very difficult to offer someone, that is the very important thing. Little by little we develop it. In the primary level, we offer a drink or some food or money or something. Finally, we are ready to offer even our life too, for the benefits of many beings. And chaga or offerings can be explained in several stages. Amisadana, Abhedana, Dhammadana. Amisadana means offering material things, material offerings. Abhedana means giving fearlessness, giving the life. Practicing 5 precepts is a practicing of fearlessness, giving fearlessness. Not only that, Buddhism has emphasized Sabbadanan Dhammadanan Jinati. Dhammadana is the highest thing. The gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. If we can give someone a guideline to correct their life with Dhamma, that is the highest gift to a person. And these 3 things are very important: material offerings, fearlessness, and the gift of Dhamma. These 3 things should be practiced by us. Dhammadana is most important. And next, Panya. Panya is the gem. Buddha says, Panya naranang ratanam. Panya or wisdom is the gem of the men. Panyaya parisuddhati. Wisdom purifies our mind. Therefore, Panya is the most important quality that we should have. In some times, Buddha has explained we should practice 38 spiritual qualities. Again, Buddha says you have to practice 8 qualities, 8-fold path. Sometimes Buddha says you have to practice 7 enlightenment factors. Sometimes Buddha says you should be skillful in 6 senses. Again, Buddha says you have to practice 5 spiritual faculties. Again, Buddha says you have to follow 4 noble truths. Sometimes Buddha says you have to reflect on 3 characteristics, 3 lakshana. Sometimes Buddha says you have to practice only 2 things, samatha and vipassana, concentration and wisdom, insight meditation. Finally, Buddha says you have to practice only 1 thing, wisdom. When you practice wisdom, all other qualities gradually increase. When you practice, when you reflect on impermanence, arising and cessation of our 5 aggregates, you have to not practice anything. Because at the moment you have no any other defilements in your mind. You don't need to practice loving kindness or the impurity of body parts. It doesn't need to practice. Because whenever you reflect on impermanence, at the moment your mind has no anger, no jealousy, no anger, no negative thoughts. But it is difficult to practice Panya at the beginning. That is why Buddha has proclaimed a gradual path. Little by little we go to the deeper level. However, wisdom also can be divided into 2. One of them is the understanding of the karmic law. Secondary, the understanding of the dependent origination. If we have these 4 qualities, if we have practiced these qualities to the maximum level, it means we can control our samsaric journey. We are not under control. We control our samsaric journey. We can decide where I will be reborn. If we want to achieve a blissful life in this human realm, as a person who is in the Sastriya caste, warriors caste, in Buddha's time, there were 4 castes: Brahmana, Sastriya, Vaishya, Sudra. You know, Brahmana means the highest highest caste. Sastriya means who ruled the country, and Vaishya, who are the merchants. Sudra means the lower element, like Harijana. They are the lowest caste. There were 4 castes in the time of the Buddha. As the result of practicing these qualities, if a person wants to be reborn in a Sastriya caste, he can be reborn there. And also, if a person wants to be reborn in the Brahman realm, Brahmana caste, he can be reborn there. Not only that, if he wants to be reborn in the heavenly realm, there are 6 heavenly heavens in the heavenly realm. They are Chatura Maharajika, Thavatinsa, Yama, Tusita, Nimmanaratiya, Paranimita, Vasavatti in Pali language. There are 6 heavens in the heavenly realm. According to his noble qualities that he has already practiced, he can be reborn according to his intention. That is why rebirth by intention. Sankharuppatti. That is why it says Sankharuppatti. According to his mental formations that he has already practiced, he can decide where he will be reborn. If he wants to reborn in the heavenly realm, he can do it. Not only that, if he wants to be reborn in the Brahma realm, formal Brahma realm, there are 16 formal Brahma realms. For that we should have jhana too, samatha too. Concentration, we should practice concentration in this level. And according to our intention, according to our spiritual faculties that we have already practiced, we can be reborn in the Brahma realm, which are form Brahma realms and formless Brahma realms, Rupavachara and Arupavachara. First, there are 16 form Brahma realms, such as Brahma Parisajya, Brahma Purohita, Mahabrahma, and Paritaba, Abhasara, Parisasubha, Subhakinna, Vehapalava, Asankhasa, Aviha, Atappa, Sudasa, Sudasa, Yakanita. There are 16 form Brahma realms that Buddha has realized. According to our qualities that we have already practiced and according to our intention, we can be reborn there. Not only that, there are some Brahma realms which are formless too. Arupachara Brahma Loka, Akasananchayatana, Vijnananchayatana, Akinchanyayatana, and Nevasanyana Sanyayatana. Buddha has explained the realms of beings in this universe by his own understanding. And not only that, if we want to achieve the enlightenment, eradicating all defilements, we can achieve that goal too. As the result of practicing these qualities to the highest maximum level. Buddha has explained the both ways to achieve the enlightenment, Cheto Vimukti and Panya Vimukti. Cheto Vimukti means we can achieve the enlightenment through concentration meditation. And also Panya Vimukti, we can enter the enlightenment through wisdom. According to our intention, we can achieve the enlightenment where through we are interested in. And these are the results of practicing these qualities. That is why we should give the priority to practice these qualities to the maximum level. This is the very great opportunity which is very rare. We have received as the result of a lot of meritorious deeds and wishes that we had in our previous lives. We were born to achieve this goal. Not only feeding our children and our education and economy. We should do them too. But our main purpose should be this. Have any question? not just thinking, but this is the path. We should practice these qualities as much as we can. Then we have our intention to prarthana. For example, sometimes, the person who passed away 2 days ago, Mr. Dharmasena, actually he has practiced a lot of qualities. Actually, he can be reborn in the heavenly realm surely. But his intention is to be reborn in this human realm. Sometimes we have some higher qualities, but we like to be reborn in this human realm again. Then according to our intention, we can be reborn here. But be sure, before that we have to practice these qualities. Intention is not enough. Intention is not enough. Before your intention, this is the path. Therefore, Buddha says, first we should practice these qualities with the confidence, then according to our intention, we can reach the goals. But on the other side, even though we like to be reborn in the Brahma realms, if we don't have jhanas, we are unable to be reborn there. That's the thing. If we want to achieve enlightenment, if we haven't developed our spiritual faculties to the maximum level, we are unable to reach the enlightenment. Therefore, always these qualities should be in front. Then we can wish. Then our intention will be successful. Any other question? Then this is a very important discourse, and actually these qualities are the real wealth in our life. And when a Buddha meets someone, Buddha directly focus on how much the person has developed these qualities. According to their qualities, especially according to their wisdom that they have practiced in their previous lives, Buddha explained the Dhamma. Buddha doesn't care about their caste, their figure, their wealth, their education. Buddha doesn't mention. Sometimes there were some disciples who Buddha met. Actually, they hadn't even literacy, but they have developed these qualities in their previous lives. Sometimes Buddha had met some very educated people, but they didn't have these qualities. There are a lot of discourses that Buddha has explained to King Kosala, but King Kosala couldn't come even the Sotapanna. Buddha understood it. However, Buddha explained those discourses for other beings, for the well-being of other beings too. Therefore, it is very important to understand these qualities, and we should practice these qualities. Saddha, Sila, Sutta, Chaga, Panya. Saddha means confidence in what the Buddha taught, his message, his enlightenment, and his noble disciples. Sila, discipline in our speech and behavior to the maximum level. Especially in the Karanimetta Sutta, you can see some qualities. Not only abstaining from 5 precepts, but you should have other qualities too for enlightenment. There are 15 qualities there we can see. Honesty, upright, contentment, actively listening, like that. We should have some qualities. All those qualities can be included into 3. We should be gently spoken, active listening, honesty, and wisdom. Discretion. We should be discreet, we should be honest, and we should be gently spoken. These three qualities are very important. In the primary level, Buddha has explained practicing generosity, practicing 5 precepts, and taking care of your parents, and taking care of your children as, supreme blessings, listening to Dhamma, discussing Dhamma. In the Mangala Sutta, you can see many qualities that we can practice in the mundane level for a blissful life hereafter. But when you go to the upper level, seeking a peaceful life, seeking the enlightenment, we should be honest, gently spoken, and wise. What is the honesty that we should have? Whatever we do, we should think, when I do this thing, if my greed, conceit, and self-view increase or decrease. Even you wear a cloth, even you comb your hair, you should think whether my greed, conceit, and self-view increase or decrease. We should not follow the Dhamma only in the temple, but everywhere. If we want to achieve the liberation by day to day, we should be aware, we should be mindful everywhere. We should be in the Dhamma everywhere, no matter wherever you are. Even you are in the wedding, even though you are in the party, even though you are in the vehicle, even though you are on the street, everywhere, anywhere you are in, you should have this intention. That is very important. Trusna drustimana, greed or attachment, self-view, sakkaya man, conceit. We should take care of our mind from these 3 things. It means we are skillful in the liberation. Day by day we should go forward. It means we have given the priority to our spirituality. It means we have given the priority to our inner peace. We always take care of our mind. The most important thing in our life is our mind. Therefore, we should take care of our mind like a very beautiful, good smell flower. We should not give a person to disturb our peace of mind. Okay, have any question? Okay, thank you for your good attention. Today we discussed the Sankharuppatti Sutta, the discourse of rebirth by intention. We can be reborn by intention, with our intention, according to our intention, if we have these qualities. But our intention is not enough. These qualities should be front. Then our wishes are follow them. And for that, we should try to develop our inner qualities day by day. Actually, this is a very good, rare chance that we have received. Actually, all facilities you have received in this moment, in this life, to develop these qualities. That is why you are here. That is why you are in the USA. That is why you are in the California. That is why you are in Pasadena too. then you also will be there if you are fortunate. Sometimes if you have great dedication, the temple will be near to you. Like our next temple will be near to their house. They can walk with 5 minutes. However, I am very happy to meet you and share the Dhamma with you by the power of these meritorious deeds. May our departed relatives also receive this spiritual energy. May they enhance their spiritual energy. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with our departed relatives, sharing the reciting the Gatha. Idam me ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may guardian deities and angels also receive these meritorious deeds. May they enhance their divine energy. May they keep their eye on you too. May they also attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with guardian deities and angels too. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā Puñyantaṁ anumoditvā chiraṁ rakkhantu sāsanam. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā Puñyantaṁ anumoditvā chiraṁ rakkhantu desanam. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā Puñyantaṁ anumoditvā chiraṁ rakkhantu tvaṁ sada. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may all are able to shorten the samsaric journey and attain the final bliss of liberation, Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantā ca nirdukkha, bhayam pantā ca nirbhaya, sokam pantā ca nissoka, hontu sabbe pipānino. May the Triple Gem bless you.